Hi friends, come back on even or odd integers. Even or odd integers. We have already understand even integer means 2468, odd integers means 1357 and so on. Here even and odd integer defined by DAT. We have DAT. This is the statement of DAT. Let A and B are two integers such that B greater than 0. Then there are unique integers q and r such that q a is equal to bq plus r with this condition. Now case 1. With this condition means case 1. If the remainder r is 0 means perfect divisible by b or divisible by a divisible by b and answer is q r is equal to 0. So a is equal to bq plus 0. A is equal to bq, this implies a is equal to twice q. 2 is the even integer, means the value of b is 2. So this is the even integer. Then a is called even integers. Case 2. If the remainder is 1 and a is equal to bq plus 1. So this implies a is equal to bq plus 1 or a is equal to b means 2 twice q plus 1. B2 is the even integer. Then a is called odd integer. This is the most important definition for odd and even integer by DAT. Remark: first, a is equal to twice m, even integer. A is equal to twice q plus 1, odd integer. Next example. This example based on odd and even integers. So let a and b are two odd integers. Let x and y are two odd integers. Prove that x square plus y square is not perfect square. Means x and y are two odd integers. Odd integers means this type twice q plus 1, twice q, y is twice q plus 1. So their square is square. This is the first odd integer. Square plus second order integer square does not a perfect square. Solution: let x and y be two odd integers. X is equal to twice m plus 1, this type twice q plus 1 means twice m plus 1, and y is equal to twice n plus 1. M and n are integers. We prove that this result by contradiction, means x square plus y square has perfect square. That is, x square plus y square is equal to r square, perfect square. For all r is the integer. This is equation number 1. Now x square plus y square is equal to r square. Substitute the value of x and y. This is the value of x, this is the value of y, odd integers. Open this bracket. 4m square plus 4m plus 1, again 4n square plus 4n plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. 4m square 4m, 4n square plus 4n, 2 is common from this, 2 is common. So this bracket is again integer, and this is denoted by this 2 twice k plus 1. This is again another bracket. This bracket is equal to twice k is equal to even integer. 2 into this is even into 2 into m. M is the integer. This bracket is again integer k. So this is the twice k. Twice into twice k plus 1. This is equation second. Then r square is even. R must be even. This implies r is equal to twice a. By equation 1 and 2. By equation 1 and 2. X square is equal to r square and x square is equal to this. So this right hand side is equal to r square. R square means twice a whole square. This square is twice a whole square. 2 to cancel. Twice k plus 1 is equal to twice a square. Here twice k plus 1 is odd integer and twice into integer means even integer. So odd integer is equal to even integer. This is impossible. Therefore our assumption, this contradiction is wrong, means thus x square plus y square is not a perfect square. This is the important example already asked in various time in university exam. Theorem third, the product of any m consecutive integers is divisible by m factorial. This is the most important theorem after DAT. The product of any m consecutive integers is divisible by m factorial. M consecutive numbers, m plus 1, m plus 2, m plus 3, m plus 4, m plus 5 for increasing order, and as a decreasing order n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 up to n minus m plus 1. This is the consecutive numbers. Now prove. Consider the product of m consecutive numbers, and this is denoted by p. P is equal to n minus 1 second consecutive number, n minus 2 third consecutive number. This is the mth consecutive number, n minus m plus 1. Mn are integers. We have here case 1. Let m greater than m, n greater than m, n is the greater from m is the n is the greater than or equal from m. P is equal to this product of these consecutive numbers. P is equal to this number is multiplying by n minus m, n minus m minus 1, n minus m minus 2 and up to 3 to 1 and divided by same number. So this implies P is equal to, numerator is equal to n factorial and denominator is equal to n minus m factorial. This implies P is equal to m factorial NCM. This is the value of by combination. P is equal to m factorial means this equation shows m factorial divides P, and the value of P is product of these consecutive numbers. So m is the divisor of n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 up to n minus m plus 1. This is the product of n consecutive number, means m factorial is divisor. Now case 2. 0 less than or equal n less than m, means n is the less than m. In this case we obtained one factor is 0. One factor is 0. Here one factor is 0. N is, so m is divisible by this product, means P is equal to 0. This implies m divides 0, m divides this product. So this is the case 2. Case 3. Let n be the negative integer. Now for decreasing order n is equal to minus k. This implies P is equal to, substitute the Rn, all n replaced by minus k. This is minus 1 raised to the power m. These are the m consecutive numbers by m, and this is the product of this. Again this the product of m consecutive numbers multiplying by 1 2 3 up to k plus 1, 1 2 3 up to k plus 1, multiplying and dividing. Again convert into this type, minus 1 raised to the power n, k plus 1 minus 1 factorial, k minus 1 factorial. This is again combination. This implies this m factorial is the divisor of P, and substitute this value. Product of this means m is the divisor of m factorial is the divisor of product of m consecutive numbers. So this theorem is complete. And next, this example already based on divisibility of m factorial. So a is an integer. This is the most important theorem first, and this is their suppose applications. Theorem example 8. So that a is the integer, is an integer, then thrice factorial is divisor of a raised to the power 3 minus a. Solution. Let a be an integer. This is a is be an integer. So aq minus a is equal to a is common, a square minus b. Again aq minus a means A is first vector. AQ minus 1 means again two factors, A minus 1, A plus 1. We have three factor consecutive numbers, write in sequentially. AQ minus A, this is the first consecutive number, second consecutive number, third consecutive number. A minus 1, A plus 1. And this simple product of three consecutive number. Product of three consecutive number, three consecutive number divided by thrice factorial. So thrice factorial is the divisor of three consecutive numbers. Means consecutive, the value of three product of three consecutive numbers, AQ minus A. The thrice factorial is the divisor of AQ minus A. Example is over. Hi friends, now next example number 9. Here two parts are given. Prove that first part is n square minus n is divisible by 2 and second part nq minus n is divisible by 6. First part, n square minus n is divisible is equal to n is common, n minus 1 into n minus 1 into n means product of two consecutive numbers. First consecutive number is n minus 1 and second consecutive number is n. So this is 2 means divided by 2 factorial by previous theorem. Second part is already nq minus n, already given aq minus a, nq minus n, factorial 3 means 6, this is 6, this is already proved. Next example, so that square of every odd integer is of the form 8m plus 1. This is again different. So that square of every odd integers is of the form 8 plus 1. We take here a solution. Let a be any odd integer, and already odd integer already explained as a is equal to twice k plus 1, k is the integer. Here is square, so squaring on both sides, this is square, open this bracket, 4k square plus 4k plus 1, 4 is common, yeah 4k is common, this is this, a square is equal to 4k, k plus 1 plus 1. First this part, first consecutive number, second consecutive number, so this is 4 into product of two consecutive number plus 1 and two consecutive number divided by 2 factorial. 2 factorial means even integer, so this is denoted by twice k. 4 into twice k plus 1, 4 into 2 is equal to 8, so a square is equal to 8k plus 1 means square of every odd integer is of the form 8m plus 1 for all m is the integer. Now this is the most important and interesting concept, GCD, greatest common divisor. This is already explained in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and lower classes. Let a and b be non-zero integers. The GCD or greatest common divisor of a and b is positive integer d such that we have two conditions, d divides a, d divides b. Second condition, c divide a, c divide b means c divide d. So the GCD of a and b is denoted by this, means d is, this d is GCD and we have two conditions, d is the divisor of a, d is the divisor of b, c is the divisor of a, c is the divisor of b, and this implies c is the divisor of d, means d is the GCD, greatest common divisor, and this is denoted by AB is equal to D. This is an important concept. Next example, prove that no integers x exist satisfying x plus y is equal to 100 and x into y, yeah, GCD of xy is equal to 3. Means there is no integer this type x and y is equal to 100, this equation is given and their GCD is 3. There is no integers x and y. Solution: let x and y be two integers. Let x and y be two integers. If possible, assume that integers x and y such that this equation is given x plus y is equal to 100, means the sum of these integers is equal to 100 and their GCD is 1. GCD is 1 means apply this first condition. GCD is 3. 3 is the divisor of first number means x and 3 is the divisor of second number means y, and this is already by divisibility. X is equal to thrice n and y is equal to thrice n. M and are integers. Equation is given. Now x plus y is equal to 100. This implies substitute the value of x and y. Thrice m plus thrice n is equal to 100 means 100. This implies thrice is common. M plus n is equal to this. 3 is does not divisor of this is 3 is does not divisor of 100. Hence our assumption is wrong. What is our assumption? Our assumption is that integers x and y such that this is this. So there are no integers x y exist satisfy x plus y is equal to 100 and their GCD is 1. Next example 12. Prove that there are infinite many pairs of the integers x y satisfying this equation. Same equation, x plus y is equal to 100 and their GCD is 5. Same example, let x y be two integers and this equation and GCD is given. So GCD is given, x y is equal to 5 means 5 is the divisor of x and 5 is the divisor of y. X is equal to 5m, y is equal to 5n, m and are integers. Substitute this value. This is 5 is common, m plus n is equal to 100. 5 is the divisor of 100 means 20. So we get here m plus n is equal to 20. This implies m is equal to 20 minus n. Now x is equal to, the value of x is equal to 5m. So this is 5m. Substitute the value of m. 5 into 20 minus m. Y is equal to 5n. This is this. Hence infinite numbers of pairs x y are possible, means x and y are. Substitute the value of n is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 and y is equal to again n is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 and n is equal to also 1 2 3 4 5. We get so many are infinite pairs of x y, their GCD is 5. Example 14. Prove that there are no integers a b and n greater than 1. No integers a b and n greater than 1 such that a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n Hi friend, this is theorem number 14. Prove that there are no integers a, b and n greater than 1 such that a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n is the divisor of a raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n. Means we have three integers a, b and n and their condition is a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n is the divisor of a raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n. Solution: we prove that condition by contradiction. Means if possible there is no pair of positive integers, means a and b no pair, not two integers a and b such integers with n greater than 1 such that a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n is the divisor of a raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n. By definition of divisibility, this is a raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n is equal to k a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n for all k is the element of integers. K is the integer. This implies or a raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n is the upon a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n is equal to k upon 1. This is equation number 1. Applying component and dividend rule, this is the well known rule, means numerator plus denominator upon numerator minus denominator. Apply this. A raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n plus a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n upon a raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n minus a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1. After solving, this implies twice a raised to the power n upon twice b raised to the power n is equal to k plus 1 upon k minus 1. This implies 2 cancel, a raised to the power n upon b raised to the power n is equal to k is integer, k plus 1 is integer, k is integer, k minus 1 is integer, means is equal to m is the integer. This implies and a raised to the power m is equal, a raised to the power n is equal to m into b raised to the power n. This implies a is equal to a raised to the power 1 upon m, m raised to the power 1 upon n into b, but n is greater than 0, greater than 1, means m is not integer, means suppose m is 5 raised to the power 1 upon n is 2, 1 upon 2 and root 5 is not integer. Hence our assumption or our condition is wrong, means this is contradiction. Therefore a raised to the power n minus b raised to the power n is the divisor of a raised to the power n plus b raised to the power n. This is the important example. Theorem. Now theorem 4, uniqueness of GCD, greatest common divisor. Let a and b be two non-zero integers, then their GCD is unique. We have two integers a and b, their GCD is unique. Solution. If possible, suppose that x and y are two GCDs of a and b, means ab is equal to x, means x is the GCD of ab, and ab is equal to y, means y is the GCD of ab. We have two GCDs. This implies by deducibility x is the divisor of a, x is the divisor of b, and y is the divisor of a and y is the divisor of b. By definition of associate, means x divide a divide x. So this implies, by definition of associates, x divides y and y divides x. This implies x is equal to plus minus y or y is equal to plus minus x. Since the GCD is always positive, therefore x is equal to y. Hence GCD of non-zero integers a and b is unique.